Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, the original breath of life started in a star. And that star got bigger and bigger and bigger and filled with more and more helium and hydrogen until it exploded. And when it exploded, it created more stars. And the stars were dancing and playing in the universe, and there were more stars and more stars. And the stars started to gather, and they would form these constellations like Orion. And the stars would create these new ways of being together. And eventually, more and more stars exploded and got created and exploded and got created. And they started to bump together and form these dense conglomerates of energy that they called planets. And then the planets started moving in rotation around the grandest of the stars, the sun. And they were just orbiting around. And as they did that, these other particles started to gather, and they clumped together, and they called themselves moons, and they started to rotate around the planets within the orbit, going around the sun. And then the story continued with rings. So the planets that were on the outermost edge of all this orbiting were large and filled with lots of gas. And the asteroids and comets and energies that were floating around, the stardust out in the galaxy, started to bump against those outer planets. And the planets didn't like that, so they started to press out those pieces, and they formed these swirling energies that they called rings. And so the universe was created. And in all of this, consciousness started to spread. And consciousness was individual, but there was this collective energy of all of consciousness working together to continue to expand the universe. And pretty soon, consciousness in the individual form was saying, we should go play on some of these planets and see if we can practice expanding the universe in a more physical form. So we're going to need a way to dull our brilliance so that as we arrive on the planet, we have some way of engaging with the physical, because our brilliant conscious self knows everything. So we have to have a way to kind of mask or hide it in the physical form so that we can explore what it's like to be consciousness in the physical. So what we're going to do is use these cosmic beings that we're already familiar with and comfortable with as patterns for how we're going to filter our soul when we arrive on the planet of Earth. And so the star filter raised his hand and said, I'll go first. And so the star filter put on the shroud and arrived on the earth and said, whoa, this is way different than what I thought it was going to be when I was a star out here in the universe. It's a little dense. It's a little scary. It's a lot aggressive. People do not understand me. Right? They don't see my brilliance. I better hide it because I don't want to get discovered for being so brilliant. And so the star filter started to walk on Earth, right? And they hide their brilliance. And so the next one that raises its hand was like the Orion filter, and it says, wait, I know how to create constellations. So a soul that puts on the Orion filter comes to Earth and knows that there's this possibility of creating something new that has never existed before by seeing the brilliance within individual stars and gathering them together and forming communities and pathways and ways of communicating and creating that have never existed before. But when they're here, they're like, where is everybody? Why isn't anybody here? I thought we were going to have these constellations. Nobody's paying attention to me. Wait. And they start to force their will on other people to try to create something instead of just holding steady and magnetizing the other stars towards them. And so the Orion filters start to walk around Earth all confused. So then the planet raises its hand. It's like, I'll go next. So the souls put on the planet filter. And they know when they arrive on Earth that the planets are grounded and solid and they have their known way of doing things and they go around the Earth in this direction and they know what to do and how it's going to go. And so the planet filter arrives on Earth and it's like, I know the way. Follow me, everybody. This is the way we do it. And people tell them they're wrong and they don't understand and no, they don't know what they do. And so the planet filter starts to feel betrayed and it's like, wait a second. No one's listening to me. I'm going to have to control what they say and do so they'll listen to me. And so they start to force other people. And chaos ensues. And so the planet filters are walking around the Earth. So the moon says, I can go fix it all. I know exactly what to do.
I'm guessing that's one of mine.
That's your primary. And the moon filter arrives on Earth and it's like, everybody, I see the light and the shadow. I'm a moon. I hold all light. And when I'm moving around the orbit of the planet, right, when I'm doing my job in relationship with other people, I know when it's light and I know when it's shadow. So follow me. I'll show you when it's light and shadow. And then people start to follow. And the moon's like, oh wait, what's light and where's shadow? And why isn't the planet doing what it said it was going to do? And I don't understand why everything is so chaotic. Ah! And they start to shrink and hide because they're so scared they'll get it wrong. And so the moon filters start to walk around the Earth so confused because it wasn't what it was supposed to be. So the ring filter raises its hand. It's like, I know how to have fun and how to make it all better. I'm the ring. I'm flashy and exciting and adventurous. Follow me, people. I'm the last one. Remember, I take all the stardust and I collect it from where it's been spinning around the world and I know how to fix it. I am the hero. I can save the day. Watch, I'll go. And so the hero, the ring filter, arrives on Earth and it's like, hey, everybody, let's have some fun. Let's play. Come on, people. Like, I know how to make everyone feel better. We'll make it an adventure. Right? Follow me. And so they try to show how easy and amazing the journey is supposed to be. But everyone else is already in their wound and shadow, and they're like, it's not easy, it's not fun. This is not the way it's supposed to be. And so the ring filter goes, oh, I did it wrong. That doesn't feel right. I don't think anybody actually believes in me. I don't know if I believe in me. I better do what I'm supposed to do. I'll just follow along with everybody else and go into the shadow. And all these beautiful souls are here on Earth with all these filters stumbling around in the shadow, knowing they have this brilliant, incredible gift inside of them. But they don't know how to share it or uncover it. And so the adventure and the journey begins. And that is what the human experience is about. It's about uncovering the shadow to find the light, to find the gift of the soul filter. Because when you do that, when you go in and you see and you remember who you really are, who you agreed to be before you put on the filter and arrived here on Earth, what we start to uncover is we're all connected. We're all part of this collective. We're all just love and consciousness seeking to expand and to bring all of our individual gifts to this collective moment of now. And so the work of the human that is a soul with a filter on it is to go in deep and uncover what the gift is that they came here to bring. Because when we step into the space of harmony, when each soul understands its filter and takes the filter shadow off and shines the brilliance of the filter gift, we start to have the greatest harmony that could possibly exist on planet Earth, which is a star in its brilliance, lighting the way, showing humans what is possible, what can be seen as shared through Source's eyes, what God is sending down into this earth. The star can see it and translate it and share it with humanity. And when it's shared, Orion can listen to all of these brilliant, powerful, knowledgeable stars and go, wait, I see the pattern. I understand. And if everybody can listen, I can tell you what the greatest possibility is that we could weave. You and you and you and you bring your brilliance together and look at what you can create that's never existed before. And all of these stars start to gather, and they're creating all of these patterns guided by the Orion filter in its gift. And then the planet filter goes, I know how to help. I can ground the energy. I can ground the energy of this new constellation here on Earth. I can show you how to anchor it into this moment, this body. And because I'm a fighter and a courageous one who perseveres in all of my endeavors, watch, I will show you how to fight, how to push, how to collaborate with strength so that we actually achieve that thing that we see can be created. And so as the planet grounds, the moon filter brings in its gift and says, I see the light and the shadow. I see the balance between the masculine and the feminine. I see the possibilities and the realities all blended together. Let me help guide you in how to find balance in this beautiful idea that the stars and the Orions have brought forward and the planets have grounded. And as the moon brings her light and her awareness and her gifts of balance and space holding into this collaboration of the greatest harmony possible on the planet, the ring comes in with all of its adventure and play and joy and says, yes, this is what I came here for. I remember I came here to show you that the ring in its solidness is a symbol of infinity. And we last forever when we all work together in this greatest harmony of the universe here represented on planet Earth. And so it is, and so it expands, and more and more and more consciousness and love is created as each soul steps from their shadow into their gift and works together for the greatest harmony.